What is up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of My Team Career Mode. Here today we are back in this Australian Grand Prix, and in the practice 3 we are obviously in the bottom 5 of the table because, as you know, we are just starting here. So now we'll be moving on to the qualifying session, and we are just adjusting our setup so that we can get the best pace in the qualifying and also have a suitable car setup for the race. And in our first lap we managed to get a 1:23.447, so which has a quite of improvement needed. So we went on for another push lap, and here we improved by about 4 tenths of a second. So it is our best of 123.001, and which puts us in almost at the bottom of the table with Hamilton, Verstappen and Carlos Sainz leading. So we will be starting from the back of the grid, and our team has been suffering because of the lack of qualifying pace. So we need to improve on the upgrades for this session, and Verstappen, Leclerc, Sainz, Perez and Hamilton are going to start the first 5 of the grid, and everyone is on the medium tires. So the strategy will be the simple thing from medium to hards, and we will also be following the same strategy. And so here we have the 5 lights, and away we go, and it is the start of the Melbourne Grand Prix, and little bit of wheel spin at the start, but we get to manage that wheel spin enough and do not lose our car at the rear end. So yeah, and being cautious at that turn 1 because we do not want to lose our front wing at the beginning of the race itself. So we'll be settling down behind the back of our teammate Richard Vishwa, who has been having a quite a difficult season with us till now because of the first DNF at Bahrain and the bottom 5 finish at the Jeddah Grand Prix. So he needs to improve upon this season. And we overtook our teammate with a heavy lunge, but he is also returning back, and we almost got crashed into the back of Latifi, but hopefully we did not get any damage to that, which was fortunate of our part because the AI seemed to brake early at that corner. So we need to be cautious of that fact, and right now we just want to have a fall into the rhythm of this race because it has been a tough season for us in this 3 races, because at the Jeddah we had a black flag which was quite unseen of. I have never seen such a black flag incident, so you can check that episode also, guys. And now moving on to the end of lap 2, and we are just cruising off behind Albon, and it is not quite a thing because now DRS has been enabled, so we might be getting some opportunities to overtake, but with the lack of straight line speed in our car and the excess of drag, it can be quite a concern. So we need to choose the overtaking opportunities carefully, as Magnussen gets a DNF and his engine just goes up into flames. So it shows that the reliability of the Ferrari engine also is quite doubtful, because at the Bahrain Grand Prix our Renault engine also failed, due to which Richard Vishwa had to suffer. So it is early season in this time, so the engine suppliers are still figuring out about the ideal condition of the engine, and it is quite common to see the engine failures at the beginning of the race. And here at the lap 6, it is quite a race between me and Albon, who is just 3 tenths behind me and is putting quite a pressure to overtake. But here at the left right chicane we just managed to give him enough space so that he does not overtake us, and we use the enough of the curve there so that we can get the full length of the racetrack. And here we just going down the inside and just push him out of the road so that he does not have a sneak for opportunity or overtaking. And here you can see as Lando Norris, his engine is also got DNF'd, and yeah, that's quite a concern because the McLaren using the Mercedes engine is also quite susceptible to failure. So it is already 2 DNFs have occurred in this race. So it's quite an early season, and we need to improve on our performance so that we can gain at least some respectable position in the coming races. And here at the lap 14, our tire indicator is showing that we are almost close to 60% of tire wear, so which means we need to pit at least in this lap or the next lap. And here Bottas, who just has the cold tires coming fresh out of the pit, so we had a sneak of opportunity but we could not take it because I did not want to lose the front wings and again lose time in the pits for replacing the damage. So we will be patience here. So we'll be patient here and looking to get our opportunities as they come. And here we dive into the pits at the end of lap 15 and putting on the pit limiter, and I was just checking about whether I should improve or increase the front wing or not, and by doing so I just missed the turning. So we will be getting the worst turning possible as the front left tire did not just fit properly. So we lose some precious times in the pit lane, about 5.3 seconds, which is quite horrible. And now we are at the hard tires, so it is quite a strategy because everyone is just following this strategy, so it is not very different from others, but still we need to maintain our composure and at least get some points, some decent points, which we will not get this race because we are still a back market team. So we need to keep chipping away on this performance. So it is quite a thing because I'm enjoying this game there, as we are just getting a blue flag from, I think, Verstappen, because it is lap 24 and it is almost at the end of the race. But yeah, it is we need to improve our performance and we need to keep chipping away with some strategy calls as we let Verstappen pass. So yeah, and Richard Vischer is 21 seconds behind, so maybe he had some damage and he lost more time in the pits. And we need to just balance our race pace and quali pace, because in the qualifying we are almost at the bottom 3 or 4 places. So we need to just improve our quali pace and get a decent enough car which can perform good in the race also. And here we have another blue flag from, I think this should be from Sergio Perez. Yeah, so we let Perez through in this long straight, and hopefully we will be able to achieve more better results as the season progresses, and we should also be able to develop and upgrade our car, which is the main thing. So we need to put on more hours in the practice session so that we can get those resource points, valuable resource points, through which we can upgrade our car. And here in this lap 28, Latifi was almost 5 tenths behind us, but other than that he could not do much anything. And Alonso and Ocon, they had some issues as they collided with each other, which resulted in Alonso taking 2 pit stops. So yeah, this is how this race finished as Max Verstappen wins this Australian Grand Prix. So this is how the race was: Verstappen, Sainz, Perez, Hamilton, Leclerc, George Russell. So yeah, we finished in P18, which is quite a decent thing because at least we are able to score better points than 2 other people. And Magnussen and Ladder is DNF'd, and Fernando Alonso and Ocon had some damage due to the collision they had with each other, as Leclerc is leading the championship from Verstappen and Sainz. So it is a quite early thing in the season, and I'm hopeful that we'll get some challenging races in the coming days, as Ferrari is still leading the Constructors' Championship and Red Bull and Mercedes are behind. So yeah, this was this race about we get some cash and we do some development activities of this powertrain. We are getting some upgrades and hopefully that will improve a slight bit to our straight line speed as we go to this marketing department event, and we choose Alex Albon as our rival. So it will be a challenge to see how our rivalry progresses throughout this season. So guys, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to this channel so that we can get daily career mode videos. Thank you.